Hi everybody, welcome to the video surprise of the day. Today's video surprise is on the 2024 Toyota Rav4 versus the 2024 Lexus NX. So I'm going to do a quick comparison. These are two different vehicles in mind. Before we get started, please remember to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon to notify new videos. And if you like the video till the end, please help me out with a thumbs up. Okay, first of all, we have two different vehicles here. This is the Toyota Rav4 on the left. It's a 2024 XLE, and it's front wheel drive only. It's not all wheel drive, and it has fabric seats and stuff like that. Not a lot of options in particular, although you get a really great vehicle for the price. So if you're looking for a Rav4, maybe you want to look at the Rav4 XLE, just front wheel drive. It feels lighter and more peppier. And on the right, we have our 2024 Lexus NX 350h. Yes, it's a hybrid, and also it's the luxury model, so it's a little bit more optioned out compared to the Rav4. So I'm not going to be able to compare the engine and the horsepower because definitely different size engines, in particular with the hybrid system. And this one in particular, you can see the headlights a little more fancy on the NX side. You got the fog lamps on the NX. You don't get the option on the Rav4, and let's go for the higher trim models. And also it seems like you also get the headlight washers and the fog lamps as well. And I want to point out one thing that I noticed instantly. The gaps are bigger on the bumper area, and this one actually protrudes out a little bit on the Rav4. And the NX, the gaps are tighter and it's perfect, seamless. All right. The other thing I want to point out is, since this is not the higher end Rav4, you do come with these Michelin 17-inch wheels compared to these 20-inch ones you find on the NX, which is only one flat tires. So you get the conventional tires on the Rav4, so you don't have to deal with the one flat. And also you guys notice that the side mirrors on the Rav4, it works. It had the turn signal integrated, and it has some black plastics and stuff like that. But if you look on the NX, there's a little chrome piece, plastic looks a bit more nicer. And I do have an option with the body side molding, so disregard that. That's on the NX, not on the Rav4. So looking at this point of view, what do you see? So the body lines looks pretty nice on the NX. A lot of fancy body lines, right? And also the Lexus badging in the back. You got the NX 350h as in hybrid, all-wheel drive, and this is a Rav4. So it's the Toyota emblem. This is the blackout emblem package, which I didn't like, but they included it, so I don't care to pay extra. And this is the XLE model. All right, so and this one in particular is front-wheel drive, like I mentioned before. But you can notice that the NX has a little bit more styling. So look at the back over here. You notice it's ordinary. It's pretty much flat. The roof line is more flat on the Rav4, say compared to the NX. And also you see the back over here slopes down, and it doesn't look as slopey as this one. You see the roof line actually goes down, and also you see the chrome on the NX makes it a little bit more fancy. And some people I know don't like chrome. You could block those chrome out if you like, but they come up that way. And also on the Rav4, you get the chrome exhaust tips. This is a hybrid NX, so you're not going to see the chrome tips. Let's take a quick peek on the interior here. Yes, sorry that it's a suntan lotion a little bit on the doors. So hard plastics pretty much on the driver's side door over here. You got the power windows, power locks. You have a little storage area on the bottom here as well too. And the seats, you do have the different adjustments, including lumbar support as well too. So very similar in size overall as well. And I'll post that in the video. And you can see the fabric seats are not really that bad. Way better than the LE seats. So these seats are a little bit more better in the XLE models. And this one has the package with the roof, the sunroof, but it's not a panel roof. You have to get the panel roof. You want to XSE or limited. And yeah, the dash and everything works well for most families or people that just wanted this particular vehicle. Steering wheel doesn't have any special leather or anything like that in particular. So pretty much a basic vehicle with the XLE model. A better than the LE, the base, right? So for the XLE model, pretty much, you know, a budget type of oriented vehicle, which is a great value for the people that are frugality or frugal, don't want to spend a whole lot on a vehicle. This one gets you there from point A to point B, and some little extra things like the sunroof is nice. You can sit 2 in the front and also 3 in the back as well too. And you can see that over here. Okay, so now, okay, so taking a look at the second row over here, you notice the nice fabric seats in particular, and also you got the weather floor mats. So that's an option, and a lot of them are included in the purchase, by the way. So it's not like we could have decide to add it. So the dealer we bought it at had the weather floor mats. So we did put a cover on the headrest here. Didn't want to get it dirty or anything like that in particular. So I just want to point that out. Those are not included in the original purchase. And plenty of room on the RAV4, as you can see in here. Okay, so another thing to note is that actually these fabric seats are pretty good overall. I mean, it's pretty comfortable. It's not rough, hard, or anything like that. And Toyota pretty much nailed it with the right amount of cushion in the seats. And you do have a little opening in the back if you want to, you back up your vehicle, but it's still hard to look through the back rear window. So that quarter panel is definitely a blind spot in a way. So does have a backup camera, and which is a great thing to have nowadays. So let's look at the NX here. So the NX is this one in particular, the driver's side door. And notice that the plastic is a little bit more refined, better quality plastic, power windows, power locks. And this one has the option packages like the Mark Levinson sound system, and also has the leather wrapped steering wheel. And this one's going to have a little bit more quality seats as well too, you will see, because this one is the luxury trim in particular. So the seats definitely going to be more nicer and better quality, and nice stitching as well. So notice that you can't really compare fabric seats with leather seats and such as that. And not all the seats, all parts of the seats are really leather. Actually, they call it Nulux, which is a synthetic leather, but they do last quite long. Um, this color is black in particular, which looks really great. Low maintenance, not much to do on it. Headliner is really similar to, say, the RAV4. So not the soft touchy ones. I do have a dash cam set up on my NX. So because I tapped the power in another video. I had that one in particular. If you're owning an NX or like to tap the rear view nightmare, day and nightmare, you could look at that video. And pretty much gloss black. Some people like the gloss black on the dash, some people don't, but it comes with gloss black. And this one has a lot of technology. I mean, the infotainment screen you can see is humongous. 14-inch is an option, right? So the basic one is a lot smaller. And if you wanted a vehicle that's nicer, better interior, more comfortable, the seats have more padding than say the RAV4, then maybe the NX is the one you want to look for. So it doesn't matter if you choose the upper end NX or the lower end NX, the seats will still have a lot of cushion, very plush seats in particular. 2 in the front, 3 in the back. So the NX, what I understand, is a little bit smaller on the second row. So overall, the vehicles are not too much different in size in particular. So let me show you the second row seats over here. And you can see that. And the battery for the hybrid system lives under the second row seats, by the way. So the little filter you have to maintain. Let's float this thing out, the sunshade on the side, you can see better. And by looking at it, I don't know, you can really tell the seats are a little bit smaller. Leg room is good enough on the second row. I don't see a major loss in leg room. I'm not going to measure every single bit because definitely Lexus and Toyota actually has all those numbers, including a lot of other uh, car reviewers mentioned the numbers, but I'm just going to show you some basic measurements. So, but I actually like the NX. The ride is, with the 20-inch, it's going to give you a firmer ride. They do come in 18-inch wheels as well too. So you want a little bit softer ride. You don't mind a little more body roll, then you want to look at the 18-inch wheel. So the Rav4 XLE, right? So this is not all-wheel drive model, and actually the front-wheel drive feels lighter. So even though you don't get the all-wheel drive, you're not going to deal with snow and stuff like that the season. Then it's no need to buy the all-wheel drive unless you really want to go skiing or something that in particular. And that's my opinion. If you have a need for all-wheel drive, definitely you want to go for all-wheel drive. But some vehicles come with all-wheel drive, like the hybrid system in particular. So a lot of little things here. You can notice the bumper plastics. Maybe it says cheap plastic. You could say that in a way too. But very boxy like exterior if you're looking at, say, the Rav4. So definitely not too fancy, not over the top. And the little metal thing in the back is not really metal, it's painted plastic, by the way, the little bar on top of the emblem. And if you compare, say, to, say, the NX over here, the NX is going to be more upscale, look, right? It's going to look similar in a way to the RX that just came out as well too. And you notice that this one has the sensors very noticeable. Plastics look a little bit better, although they're different color, a little bit more higher quality, I would say. So let's do some measurements here. And so on the Rav4, I mean, it's close to 48 and 3/4, right? I mean, I don't have a helper to hold the other side of the measuring tape. So that's what I measure on the second row in particular over here, right? And it's pretty hard to hold the camera and measure at the same time, or even there's not enough room to do the tripod anything in particular right now. And on top of that, all right, so the seats are, nice, very comfortable, even on the second row. And I sat in the second row as well too. And you also have the armrest folded down. Okay, so how much headroom do you get on the second row over here in particular, right? So suppose you measured it, like in my case, doing one-handed, and I get about 37.5 in particular. Pretty reasonable. None of the vehicles have problem with headroom because I'm not really that tall. I'm about 5'6", and even about 6 feet, you shouldn't have a major problem. So I'm gonna measure out from this side on the NX, and you could see, it's very comfortable on the second row as well too. And my measurement over here, without somebody helping me on the other side, it's about 47 and 3/4, I guess, if that's right. It's true that the NX is about 1 inch shorter than the Rav4 in terms of second row space. So without a doubt, my measurement is not scientific, it's not 100% perfect, but it is a little bit bigger on the Rav4 in particular. Okay, so I went back and measured the NX. Unfortunately, I didn't measure initially. So that number came out to be around, I don't know, 36 or so. 36. So 36 inches. So the headroom is a little bit less than, say, the Rav4 was probably like 37 and 3/4, maybe. Something like that. All right, let's look at the Rav4 again in the cargo area. So we get around 37. Let's call that 37 inches. If you're gonna put cargo and you put in the center, and that's the maximum length for the cargo area, I guess you're gonna get. So notice that also it's pretty straight on the Rav4. One thing I want to note is basically on the Rav4 there is no cargo net, and didn't know that until we purchased it. The aftermarket ones just doesn't work well. So that's why we have the little buckets, I would say, containers. So that's something to note. It does have a spare tire. So we're measuring the back over here, and I do my best to hold the measuring tape. So it's about what, 40 and a quarter, if I'm not mistaken, 41. I could just call it at 41 over here. Call it 41 inches on the width, and I'm just arbitrarily choosing that area. And the height, I don't know, makes a major difference, but it's around about 31 or so, 31 inches. So that's have a reference point. Cargo area is definitely a little bit bigger as well. Better utilization of space and capacity. So also on the RAV4, you have the button you could just press on, then the lift gate will shut down. Well, go down actually, in fact. So that's something that simple. All right, so let's look at the NX. So NX does come with a cargo net, no conventional spare, one flat tires as well too. You can flow inflator kit. I mean, no jacks are included, by the way. You have to buy that separately if you wanted it. And I'm gonna take this cargo net out. Yes, I have the WeatherTech mat. I don't have the Lexus one. Just wanted to point out the lip is better on the sides. That's why I have that one. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in getting one. So measurement, all right, on the length of the cargo area on the NX comes up to be, yeah, it's a little bit less than 37, you know, maybe 36 and 3/4. I'm not going to be 100% accurate on my measurement, so give or take a little bit. So I just wanted to point that out. So it's going to be a little bit less, and I'm going to align this thing to the side, you know, hooks. It's about 39, and that one could be a little bit off, I could tell you that. But that's not the narrow part I could find on the NX. So that's going to be a little smaller as well. Also, the height. So the height of the cargo area is, let's say it's about 28 inches. So, and again, a little bit less. So those are the major differences between the two vehicles. When I was shopping around as well too, I like to know that information. I didn't do any, and since I wasn't able to really do an engine review because these two are different vehicles, I do want to show you the engine compartment. This is the RAV4. The battery is actually in the front, and you know, so everything is pretty much well laid out as well too. Very clean, very easy to access as well too. And this is the NX. It has struts holding up compared to the prop rod on the RAV4. The battery is actually in the back of the vehicle on the NX hybrid, but on the NX turbo, which is the gasoline one, the NX 250 as well, is going to be in the front. Let me know in the comments which one will you choose, the RAV4, or will you choose, say, the NX. So, and also at the same time, if you have a comment to share or question, please post it below and do my best to answer it at the same time since I have both vehicles. And hopefully this video is informative, helpful, and gives you some ideas and information that you could use. Really appreciate that thumbs up. Comment to shares, please leave it below. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.